Welcome to the Solution Station podcast. I am your host, Nonofo Jesse. Today we will be exploring an interesting topic and subject, the subject of careers. This is a very interesting topic, more so that at this particular time in our nation, a lot of candidates are writing their Standard 7, Form 3, and Form 5 examinations as they prepare themselves for different paths or career paths that they desire to explore, to further themselves in, and the like. And we have none other than Ms. Bonita Mosidi to join us as we deliberate and discuss on this topic. Bonita, most welcome.
Thank you so much, Nunufo. I'm really excited about this conversation that we're about to have. Thank you for having me, Emma.
Awesome stuff. So, why the subject of careers? Why is it very close to your heart?
When we talk about career, many people think it's just about you picking a job and that's it. But I think a career it's a journey of discovery. It's about knowing yourself and making intentional choices or intentional decisions along the way that will align your values and your purpose. So it's close to my heart because I feel like I needed to have that conversation with somebody at a young age when it was my time. When I was sitting for my BGCSE, I wish I had had this conversation with someone. So I think it could really help someone out there, a young person out there. We could help them align themselves. So that's why it's close to my heart.
That is great. So, as a career, as you just mentioned, that a career is is a long-term thing that a person undertakes. And to think about it from the perspective that it's a long-term journey, and it's a significant part of a person's life. It plays, it holds a significant period in a person's life. And looking at that, it's very important for people to take the time to be mindful of the choices, as you've just mentioned, and the decisions that they make as it relates to the career choices that they make. Now, for me, it's never, all is not lost, even when you may have gone through that journey, perhaps like yourself, and you may have considered yourself to have missed out on that opportunity. But nonetheless, we are talking to someone now who has at least asked to talk to them and to encourage them that, oh, so you are on this journey, you are about to embark on this journey. Now, what are some of the things that you can consider in choosing your career path? So what would you say to someone who is at that stage of considering the different options that are before them, or to a young Bonita that would find this information useful?
All right. Firstly, no pressure. Many of us at this point, we would be so under pressure. You want to choose a perfect career. You want to please your parents. You want to please your teachers. You want to please society. So no pressure at all. Because at the end of the day, this is your journey. This is your choice. This is what you are going to be doing probably for the rest of your life, or most part of your life. So the first thing to do is just don't put pressure on yourself and be self-aware. Who are you? What are your interests? What are your strengths? What kind of work do you think would energize you? What kind of environment do you think would bring out the best in you? What are your innate abilities? As Menonofo likes to say, what are your innate abilities? So what do you enjoy doing? What subjects or topics excite you, maybe at school now? Once you understand that about yourself, explore, research, do some research, explore careers, talk to people who are maybe in the spaces that you would want to be in. Talk to those people. Hear what they have to say about maybe the kind of work that you are looking at. Do as much research as you possibly can. That would give you some sort of clarity, getting that real life exposure. It could give you clarity on where you should go, what steps to take next. So I think that could be a great starting point for someone who's trying to navigate this journey. Yes.
Great stuff. So one of the things that I've realized in my own journey is just realizing how this can be a very non-linear path, in the sense that some people may have an appreciation of what it is that they want to get into, or what it is that they want to pursue, whilst other people may be so blank, in terms of what it is that they want to do or want to pursue. And I find that sometimes that then hinders people to just enjoy the journey of exploration, because I believe it's not really about choosing the perfect career, but it's about you being on a journey of finding out what it is that actually aligns with you. And that can take a lot of trial and error. So what would you say to a person who may have not yet found what that career interest is, and they may be actually finding it difficult to just wrap their minds around the fact that they haven't figured out, whilst other people, perhaps their friends, perhaps their relatives, and so forth, have found something that they want to pursue? What would you tell that person who is still struggling with finding out what the next steps are in terms of making that choice of a career to pursue?
I think at this point, maybe someone could be fearful, but you need to know that fear is natural, yes, but you are not really starting from zero. It's not really that you don't have anything at all figured out. There's something deep inside you that this is where I want to go. It may not be like a whole plan figured out of, okay, this is what I want to do right now. These are the steps that I'm going to take. But there has to be a little idea. Those little things that you love, What are you moving towards in your day-to-day life? What do you find yourself drifting towards? What are your likes, your dislikes, your hobbies? That could be a great starting point for you. So it's really not that you don't have anything at all. That's a great starting point. The little things that you notice, that you gravitate towards. As long as you have a starting point, the next step of your journey could be really smooth. Taking that next step and moving towards that decision that, okay, fine, this is what I like. This is what I'm gravitating towards. I think this is where I want to go. It could be smooth. Once you have an idea of where to start. Just look at the little things. That's what I could say to somebody. Look at the little things.
Great. So little things do also add up, and actually they do matter.
True, they do. I think
interesting. Okay.
Okay, sorry.
No, go ahead, please.
I think again, it's because we want to have this big or grand picture of our journeys, of our journeys, our starting points, or where we want to go. We want to have everything figured out. You know, we are putting so much pressure on ourselves. That's again what could be maybe confusing a lot of people, or a detrimental factor in them really choosing their path. So I think if we could just pause and breathe for a minute, just breathe, you just breathe, then you know what to do next, which steps to take next. Yes.
Awesome. Just breathe and take it easy.
Take it easy.
So then the next question now is, we've just mentioned about taking it easy and just breathing through the challenge, because sometimes it is a challenge for some people, to actually just go through this process and so forth. What are some of the mistakes that you believe people should be on the lookout for when they are going through this process of choosing a career?
Pleasing your parents. I think that's that could be the first one. We really want to please our parents. It's not a bad thing, yes. Of course you want your parents to be proud of you, but at the end of the day, this is, like I said, this is your journey. It's you who is going to be living this journey, because you are going to live it. You're going to live every minute of it. So when you navigate this journey, when you're choosing your career, don't look to please people. Don't look to please other people. Don't look at what other people are doing. Okay, my friend said she's going to do nursing, so I might as well do it. No. And chasing after money. Yes, financial stability is important, We need the money. We all need money. We all want to have money. But
Mm-hmm.
fulfillment and alignment, just being aligned to your purpose, being fulfilled in the career that you have chosen, in the journey that you have chosen, you'd see that it matters more in the long run. You know, the money could be getting in, yes, you get a fat paycheck, but you are not fulfilled in that career. You're not enjoying, you won't even enjoy that money. So
Is that so? But, well, not necessarily to throw you, of course, or to cut you short. I mean, that's debatable, or it could be subjective, in the sense that the money will offer me a certain kind of lifestyle. That's how I'll get. That's how I'll get to enjoy it. What would you say?
Yeah, it is subjective. It's debatable. I just think being where you are meant to be, or where you are supposed to be, it brings more fulfillment. You know, not feeling like you are misplaced. You know, you're not going to work dragging your feet like, oh man, it's Monday again, I have to be doing this again. Yeah, you the money is there, you're eating your money, but there's that as well, you know, that feeling that I don't really want to be here, or I really shouldn't be here. You know, at the back of your mind, that's something that always pops up, you know. So you could enjoy your money, but to some certain degree. So we really should be looking out for those when we are navigating this journey.
Awesome. Yeah. So that is pleasing parents, looking at other people's choices, the money aspects, and then any other mistakes?
There's another thing. When it comes to, okay, I haven't done well. This is what I wanted to do. Maybe you wanted to be like a lawyer, and then you don't do well, so you're like, okay, fine, I'll just settle for whatever it is that I can go into. Settling for whatever it's next, or whatever is there. When you haven't done well, there are other avenues to explore. You know, do your research. Okay, fine, I wanted to be a lawyer, but my points are really not that good. What's the next step? You know, what else can I do to like boost myself to get to that level where I can be the lawyer that I want to be? So let's not just settle for the next thing that comes along. So yeah, that's another thing.
All right. One of the things that I've realized, though, is that I hear you to your point that you might have not done well, and the points are not enough for a particular course that you wanted to pursue. But what if, yes, you will do your best, but your best then does not meet that criteria? would you encourage a person to continue just being at it and so forth, but that they're not, when they're not able to make the kind of strides that will then help them get to, or rather get into that space or that field, would you encourage a person to just continue in that direction?
No, not necessarily just continuing in that direction. You need to first sit down with yourself. Okay, fine, this is what I wanted to do. It's not working out right now. Let me be practical. It's not working out. What else can I do maybe around that field that I feel could be aligned to where I wanted to go, aligned with what I wanted to do? Explore other avenues. Like I was saying before, do your research. What else can I do? What else in this field can I do? What else is there? Still looking within yourself, still looking within your innate abilities, still looking at your path, something that is still within your path, something that is still within your plan for your life, your vision. So I wouldn't say just go on, keep on going on that road. Explore other avenues, explore other things that you can do that could be aligned with you, with who you are and where you are planning to go. Yeah.
Great. Now, we know that sometimes life doesn't work out as we would have envisaged, planned, and the like. There are certain things that may come up that we would have not anticipated also in our careers. We go, we write, and then we get the shock of our lives that, you didn't do well in these subjects, and these subjects are the prerequisite subjects for you to be able to do a certain course that will enable you to do a certain, or rather follow a certain career path. What would you encourage a person who was perhaps very rigid about pursuing a certain path, but now in terms of the reality that's on the ground, that is not, it's not aligning, it is not coming together? Because one of the things that we are seeing in Botswana is the exploration of blue collar careers vis-a-vis white collar careers. What would your encouragement or outlook on this particular subject be?
Yeah. Don't be afraid of change. Your path is not always going to be straight. Yes, there'll be ups and downs, failures here and there. But as long as you are consistent in your showing up, knowing that this is where I want to go. There are other careers it's not really, many people think a great career is being in an office space. But that's not the case. There's so many other things that you can do. Look at yourself. Maybe you're good with your hands. Maybe you're crafty, you're good at making things. Maybe you're good at makeup. Maybe you're good at fashion design, you know. The big fashion designers, great makeup artists, great electricians, great carpenters. A job in an office is not the only career. That's not where it should end for you. And you might find that's honestly where you really want to go. But because of societal beliefs, we believe that if you land an office job, that's the greatest, you know. So we should know that change isn't as bad as we think it is. Sometimes pivoting is the best decision you could ever make for yourself. You know, just accept, I wanted to do this, but right now it's not possible. Then let me try something else. And that's okay. You haven't failed, you've grown. I don't want to look at it as failure. I would want somebody to look at it as growth. Because we learn from where we've fallen, you know. Once you fall, don't stay there. Learn from that, get up, and take your next steps. Try new things, you know, and take it one day at a time. And that's really just what I could say to somebody.
Awesome. So take it as a growth step. Awesome. So thank you for sharing. So as we wind down our conversation on careers, the Form 3s, Form 5s, and Standard 7s are writing, what word of encouragement would you like to leave them with?
Just be patient with yourself and enjoy the process. It's your journey. It's a journey of discovery. You know, you are learning new things. You are exploring your choices. So just be patient. Continue to learn. It's okay if you're still figuring things out. That's fine. Just keep learning, keep growing, keep moving. You will get there. You'll get there. That's my word of advice.
Awesome. And just to perhaps add on to what you have said, you know, as they are patient with themselves, I believe also that guardians also ought to be patient with them, right, on that journey, not to also overwhelm them, because they are still, you know, kids trying to figure themselves out, trying to figure things out as well. But nonetheless, we're not just mainly focusing on the Standard 7s, the Form 3s, and the the Form 5s. But because this is that season, we really wanted to talk to them and just encourage them to know that there's more to life. You know, there's more to life, and the more you explore, the more you open yourself up to the possibilities that are around you, the more you will be able to find out a lot actually about yourself. You'll be able to learn so much about yourself and the things that are possible for you to explore. And that is what we really encourage you as you're on this journey. There's so much, because at the end of the day, as you're building a career, this is a lifelong journey. So do not despair. Know that if one thing doesn't work out, you are able to explore another thing. And that is how we grow. That is how we continuously learn. And that is how we continue to find expression of who we are and how we are to add value to the world that we exist in. So there's so much that is happening right now. There are just so many things that we are even exploring in the world of work, that there are certain careers that are being phased out, there are others that are coming. So it's a wide array of interesting things that are available to us to explore in this space. So we would like to thank you for the time that you have spent with us. Ms. Bonita, thank you once again for sharing your insights, your experience with us. And we believe that our listeners have been able to glean some insights from our discussion, and we wish them all the best on their journeys ahead.
Thank you so much, Nonofo, and all the best to the candidates. Thank you.
Thank you.